pass coverage and try to catch up by holding the jersey of the Riverdale receiver. The snap is back. The kick is up. It looks like it split the uprights, and it did. So 2:13 to go in the third quarter of play. Riverdale takes a 17-0 lead over the Blue Devils. This sideline report is brought to you by Ron's Family Hair Designs. They carry a full line of Paul Mitchell and American Crew products for the most modern-looking hairstyles. We use and recommend only professional quality products from Ron's Family Hair Design. They're on North Cumberland in Lebanon. We'll take it back to the station for this 30-second commercial break.
A 19-yard touchdown pass. Riverdale, 6-play, 47-yard drive. Barnett kicks the extra point. 2:13 left in the third quarter. It's now Murfreesboro Riverdale 17, Lebanon 0.
Blue Devils still hanging in there against this tough Riverdale ball club, trailing 17-0, but they've made a fight out of it here tonight. Montgomery will kick it away. High and short. Thomas going to take it at about the 7-yard line, fumble it, pick it up at the 10 to the 15, and makes the 20, may have gotten to the 21-yard line. And the Blue Devils will put it in play at that point. Thomas returns it to the 21.
Lebanon averaged almost, well, a little bit more than 4 yards a carry in that first half. A nice little drive here would be good. Establish the run once again in the second half. Run right at Riverdale. Try to get them going backwards a little bit and hammer them with a fullback. Get some of that power blocking in there. Let's run some clock and try to drive that football.
All right, 2:05 to play in the third period. Blue Devils trailing 17-0. Lanning to Lanning, incomplete, up at the 29-yard line. A little quick hitter, Lanning on that slant in. Montgomery was there on the coverage, but Lanning not able to hang on to the football.
And it looks like Chad Lanning has got a little tape job on his left thumb. He may be having some discomfort there, and it does look like they have worked on that left thumb and taped that up a little bit.
Stevens in the ball game now as the receiver split to the near side. And the handoff is through the middle. And a gain of a hard-fought 2 as Bubba Ligon will punch it out to about the 24-yard line. A gain of, well, almost 3 yards on the play, and it will bring up third and about 8.
Lebanon with some wholesale changes in that backfield. Ligon in at fullback, Britton at the halfback. And let's check. Lanning returns at a split receiver. Jarob Coggins in the game as a wideout. Adam Greer is the tight end. Lebanon in a pro set.
Lebanon splits Jarob Coggins to the near side. Chase Lanning to the far side. Chad Lanning, they hand it to Bubba Ligon, or rather to Coggins, and he gets over the 25 out to about the 27-yard line. Or Britton, I beg your pardon. Chris Britton, 5'8", 170-pound junior, picks up about 4 yards on the play, and it will bring up 4th down and 3, and the Blue Devils will have to kick it away from their own 28-yard line.
And Clyde, I'm not so sure that Chris Britton went the right way on that play. It looked like it was the Redskins play, and he's supposed to cut it back toward the sideline, and Chris looked like he went toward the Riverdale sideline, got 4 yards and went the wrong way.
4th down situation. Bubba Ligon back to punt. Marvin Smith is deep. Here's Ligon's kick. Oh, straight up. High and short. It is going to hit and actually take a Riverdale bounce. Lebanon touches it at the 49-yard line, and that's where it'll be put in play at the Lebanon 49. That one, Ligon got too much foot underneath it. It went higher than the lights, but it went almost straight up.
Terry Stafford, what about that kick?
Tommy, from the Lebanon 28, Ligon's kick went straight up, as Clyde said. It's down at the Lebanon 47, good for 19 yards.
Boy, talking about a good spot. They got a good spot out of that from where Lebanon first touched it at the 49. They put it in play where they recovered it at the 47. It is 1st down and 10. Bankston gives to Marvin Smith, heading for the far side. Flags are down, and Smith is also. He crosses the 45 down to the 43, but that's going to come back.
Clyde, they tried to get the ball in the hands of their big play man on the 1st down. After the change of possession, they gave it to Marvin Smith, coming back against the grain, and Lebanon had 2 white jerseys sitting out there waiting for him. We crashed the play they don't get much yardage. But Riverdale, I think, guilty of a hold against the Warriors, and that's going to back it up.
Well, that's going to take it back deep in Riverdale territory, all the way back to the 42-yard line of Riverdale. So instead of having the football at the Lebanon 42, now they, with a second down and 4, they will have it all the way back at their 42, where it's going to be first down and 20.
Just a reminder, you are listening to Blue Devil Football on FM 98.9 in Lebanon. Riverdale leads Lebanon 17-0.
And this could be the last play of the third period as the clock is running with 10 seconds. Bankston sets him down with a double wide out set and goes back, wants to throw. Looks, fires over the middle. Lebanon got a shot, intercepted and dropped. Blue Devils had it and dropped it. All the way down at the 25-yard line. Lebanon had 2 men under it, and neither could make the play. Jerob Coggins had it in his arms but couldn't hang on to it. It squirts through and falls incomplete, and it will be second down and 20.
That's the old 42 post. They fake the 42, tailback right in the hole. Bankston does a good job, pulls it out, and throws the deep route. Jerob Coggins, back in coverage for Lebanon, is able to keep the play from turning into something big for Riverdale. That's the end of the third quarter. The Warriors lead Lebanon 17-0. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Campus of Middle Tennessee State University. This is Blue Devil Football on FM 98.9 WANT Lebanon, and on Lebanon Cablevision 3, brought to you by the Lebanon All Sports Booster Club and the guys with Channel 1 Video Productions.
Well, they've turned it around, and we open the fourth and final period here at Horace Jones Field with the Blue Devils trailing 17-0. Riverdale looking at a second down and 20. Marking the signals and roaring back to throw. Being chased, firing on a run, got a man wide open and caught inside the 45 of Lebanon down at the 44-yard line. Nice diving catch by the split end, Ted Montgomery, the flanker, and he was so wide open, had he not had to dive and catch the football, it could have been 6.
Terry Stafford, nice little play there for Riverdale to start the fourth quarter.
Tommy Bankston hits Montgomery all the way down to the Lebanon 44. That's a pickup of 14, setting up a 3rd and 7 for Riverdale.
3rd down and 7. Big defensive stand here for the Blue Devils if they can hold at their own 44. Bankston makes the call. Bankston back to throw again. Fires, and a dive and try this time by Montgomery is wide down at the 31-yard line, so it will probably bring up a kicking situation for the Warriors. Let's see if they bring on the punting unit, and they will.
Brad Garrett will retreat into punt formation for Riverdale. Deep to return for the Blue Devils of Lebanon High School, Chris Britton and Bubba Ligon.
Ligon will be at the far side, or near side. Britton will go to the far side, and they'll stand back at their own 10-yard line. The punter is Brad Garrett. He stands at his own 42-yard line. Lebanon going to try to get a rush, and now they fall back, and here is the kick. Long, and Lebanon going to let it go, and almost handled it back at the 2-yard line, but backed off at the last moment, and it squirts into the end zone.
Bubba Ligon giving the old fake there, like he was going to catch it at the 3, but Terry, he threw him off.
He did indeed, Tommy. He threw me off also as the ball bounced into the end zone. Punt good for 44 yards. Lebanon going to take over at their own 20.
Ligon did get him a shoulder, and that defensive man coming down after he made that fake.
Well, he could have made that play about 12 yards up the field. It would have been so scary.
1st and 10 for the Blue Devils. Chase Lannon split wide left at the 20. Chad Lannon at the controls. Man in motion, and they give it to the motion man. Got a little blocking in front of him, but here's that wide stuff again. He crosses the 25, and it's going to gain maybe a yard, maybe less than a yard. But once again, it's hard to go wide on these guys. Jerob Coggins trying to go outside. They put him in motion across the green, and then they give it to Coggins. He had a little blocking in front of him, but Riverdale just tremendously tough on the wide stuff.
They outnumber you when you try to get wide because they use that sideline as an extra man, and then they catch up with their great speed.
Lebanon will be looking at a 2nd down and 9. And they hand it off, and nowhere to go is Britton. And Britton may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Riverdale all over Chris Britton. Britton, the 5'8", 170-pounder. And about the only thing that's really been good for Lebanon tonight, Tommy, is what you call the real quick stuff right at them in the middle.
Well, Lebanon tries to run the Redskins play, and this time Chris takes the right path. He follows the blocking, but he didn't get much there. That play's taken a little bit too long to develop. I don't know if when he lines up at tailback, if he might be a step or two deeper than he needs to be, but he's got to hit it up in there a little quicker right behind those backs.
They bring motion. That's Pickett across. And back to throw. Lannon, he's in trouble. Reverses his field, heads for the far side. Gets a block and gets back near the line of scrimmage, but he's going to lose a couple of yards back inside the 20 to about the 19-yard line, and the Blue Devils are going to have to kick it away. They were all over Lannon. He reversed his field, headed for the far side, but never could get any room to throw the football. Actually, there was no one to throw it to, and he really had to eat it and did well to get back to where he did. He could have been had back near the 10-yard line.
Lebanon was trying a little flood route on the near sideline, and Riverdale had it outnumbered. Ligon will go deep into punt formation. Smith to return for the Warriors of Riverdale.
Bubba Ligon to kick. He'll stand at his own 10. Booms it out of there this time, and it's going to hit out of bounds off the far side, and it must have gone off the side of his foot because they're going to mark it at the Lebanon 45-yard line, so it's not going to be that great a kick. And the Warriors are going to be in business once again at the Lebanon 45 of the 1st and 10.
Terry Stafford, it looks like Bubba may be getting a little leg weary.
Tommy, that's his 6th punt of the night. That one good for 26 yards as it bounces out of bounds at the Lebanon 45. Riverdale starting in good field position.
At the Lebanon 45, that looked like it was going to be a good kick, and Lebanon was going to get a good roll out of it, but it goes off the side of his foot and out of bounds on the far side. It was kind of an end-over-end thing, and they give it to the big fullback, and he jams in there for 5, maybe 6 yards, crosses the 40 down to the 39-yard line. Carrying the mail from the fullback position is Eric Daniels, 5'9", 170-pound sophomore. And boy, he may be 170, but he sure looks bigger than that from up here.
Good yardage on first down as they run the fullback right at the heart of that Lebanon defense. And maybe some of those legs on this turf starting to feel a little weary right now on this Lebanon High defensive unit.
2nd and 4 at the Lebanon 39. Man in motion coming to the near side. Bankston pitch back to the tailback, Marvin Smith, and they get him. No gain on the play. Marvin Smith, Lebanon, had Coggins all over him to make the stop at the 39.
Nice job by Chris Britton. The strong safety comes up and sets the corner against the sweep and gets it turned back inside until the help could arrive. Nice job defensively by Lebanon. Riverdale now looking at a 3rd down and about 4.
And I don't know why I keep having trouble with Coggins and Britton. Britton is 7, or Britton is 6, and that was Britton, and Coggins is 7. It'll be 3rd down and 4 at the 39 of Lebanon. Pitch back to Smith, far side, stops and then makes the play, and he's going to be close to 1st down yardage. I don't think he got it, but I don't think they'll kick it away because they're in 4 down yardage, 4 down situation. He is shy of the 1st down by 2 yards. And Lebanon played it well, and Smith loses a shoe and also goes out of the football game limping on an ankle on the far side.
Lebanon with a good job defensively. Loeb came up and turned the play back inside. Terry, what about Smith tonight running the football?
Tommy, with those 2 yards, 15 carries tonight, 94 yards for Marvin Smith.
Wide out coming to the near side. That's Andrell Cummins, the only wide out, but they're going to bring motion Montgomery across the field. And the pitch goes to the tailback, Marvin Smith, who's back in there in a hurry, and Smith is going to crash over the 35 down to about the 32-yard line and pick up the 1st down.
They pull that big tackle on the right side, Joe Moose, 6'2", 244 pounds, and they get him out quickly on Andre Lowe.